the other one realizes he actually likes that and gets to it. It also has Why, hello there, and guten Tag to you all, and welcome to day 20. My, this month is really flying by fast, isn't it? So, today I am reviewing Hostel Part 2, written and directed again by Eli Roth, starring Lauren German and Roger Bart, by Joe Phillips or something, and Richard Berg or something of that kind. So, like I said in the last review, Hostel Part 1 was for the boys, Part 2 is for the girls. And what it is basically, we follow the conclusion of the guy who survived at the end of the first one. We see him in the opening scene, and then toward the opening scene, he is dead and his head's removed. And he says he's been taken back to Slovakia by the mob who runs the hostel torture chain thing. Anyway, we then cut to Rome, where we meet our protagonist and her two friends, who eventually sadly get tortured. So anyway, pretty much like the first movie, they go to that hostel, rich people bid on who to torture, and there are different torture and medieval methods just like in the previous one. One of the ladies, she gets a blood bath, as in she is the blood for the blood bath. She's hung upside down and naked and tortured. Then there is another one who's having a torture pedicure done. then she bats his nose. Also, there's these two deranged men that bid. And, one really can't wait to get in there. Whilst the other one, he's a bit uneasy and a bit unsure. But of course, later on in the movie, she has, later on in the movie, let's say the two gentlemen have a change of heart. The one who can't wait to get in there has a second thoughts, whilst the other one realizes he actually likes that and gets to it. It also has a cameo appearance from Cannibal Holocaust director as a cannibal, where he's looks, and then next thing he's eating a guy in his leg whilst he's still alive. That's probably a huge nod to his movie to Cannibal Holocaust. So, what others are there? There's a bit where our main girl, who becomes the final girl, realizes that the girl who recommended the hostel in Slovakia to them, she is the daughter of the guy who runs the torture business. And there's a part in the movie where she's hiding from them because she realizes that she's in deep bother and walks backwards into our wardrobe, where we see a trophy case full of heads, 7 stuffed human heads. And also in it, in one part, if you look carefully, I think on the corner, at the end of the hall, you see Quentin Tarantino's head. Then you see the final guy who was killed in the opening scene's head stuffed, and next to him is Eli Roth's head. Yeah, Eli Roth and Quentin Tarantino make a cameo. Because as I said, Quentin Tarantino is producing the movie. So yeah, it was, I won't lie, it is a bit difficult to watch with it being young ladies, not men. But, it is the second installment in the Hostel franchise. Unlike the direct-to-DVD third installment, which I think is a little bit like piss. Clear piss, not fake yellow piss, just piss. Anyhow, I think that Hostel is, Hostel pushes boundaries as well as Part 2 does. It's it's nothing like the Human Centipede movies. Those movies are really, really extreme. I reviewed that trilogy in the last season. Um, okay, anyway, but as I tell you, Hostel Part 2 is quite gory, quite girly, and quite torturous too. Also, there's the ending where it's that bitch of a girl who is the daughter of the monster and stuff. In the end, the girl actually stops the whole shite and everything happening in the movie. Well, the torture and that, I think. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched it. Maybe I should actually try and give it a rewatch. In fact, I think Frankenstein is watching it now. Yeah, I think he might be. Maybe I'll watch part 2 with him, because I think I saw him watching part 1. Anyway, the movie ends where that bitch girl, gets her head cut off by a final girl. And then the little local kids, the bubblegum gang, play football with her head, which I think is quite funny. Those little buggers are so funny in the movie, yet they're sick little bastards too. But still, I like that movie, Hostel. It is a bit extreme, a bit gory, but yeah, I like the kind of movies like that. So, let me see my final thoughts and ratings. I am going to give. I think Eli Roth did a great job again in directing and writing and stuff, like he always does in many films. And also Quentin Tarantino. God, the touch of that from that man. It is a violent gore fest. So, with that being said, I am going to give Hostel Part 2. I am going to give it. I'm going to give this one a 4 bloodbaths out of 5. So, be sure to like this video if you want to like it by giving me a thumbs up. Feel free to share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to and tell me what your thoughts are on the movie in the comments. And be sure to tune in next time for another episode, which will be tomorrow. And it will be with Frankenstein. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to the official Random Horror YouTube channel. And until next time, I bid you all auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I'll see you on Monday again. So, because Frankenstein, maybe is a... Anyway, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, once again.